Nice to see you here. Welcome to the show. Hey, thank you, Laney. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for our crowd for showing up tonight. We have a terrific show for you. I'm Argus Hamilton, your host, and we are in West Hollywood. The town is buzzing tonight because why? It's Charlie Sheen's 54th birthday. He made it. Getting a gift's a little odd, though. I mean, what do you get for the guy who's taken everything? Penicillin. Meanwhile, NBC Sports, we were just talking football, announced Brett Favre, the Green Bay Packer legend, will be in the booth on Sunday night for the NBC Sunday Night Football premiere. Brett Favre will be there. He's entertaining, but Brett needs about 3 more concussions before he's as funny as Terry Bradshaw. College football is starting. Well, and that means something because a lot of us transplanted Southerners out here in Los Angeles, it really pulls us back home in our hearts. You know, it's tough being out here during college football season. A buddy of mine yesterday said he was homesick for West Texas, so I shot him. And speaking of Chicago, did you see Chicago had 66 shootings over Labor Day weekend? Yeah, so you see the poor never get a day off. The Pentagon announced they're going to ask Congress for a lot of money to help combat fake news from coming in from other countries during next year's election. And this fake news is everywhere, trust me. It was said yesterday that Hurricane Dorian completely disappeared when it was reported it had dirt on the Clintons. I learned something interesting, though, watching all these meteorologists. These hurricanes are churned across the ocean by a combination of the Earth spinning on its axis and it revolving around the sun. So it kind of hurls the hurricane across the ocean. And I learned that the Earth spins at a rate of 1,000 miles an hour. But humans can't feel it until the 9th beer. Now, the most interesting thing about the hurricane I found was that Hurricane Dorian was headed straight for Jeffrey Epstein's island until Saturday. Then it just suddenly veered north and left it completely. You can't make up the irony. Epstein's island was unmolested. Right now, I've just watched it on the news. Hurricane Dorian is mimicking Trump. That's right. It's turning right, it's blowing hard, and it's upsetting everybody on the East Coast. But one thing else I learned is because Dorian is moving at 1 mile per hour. And they said, entomologists said, there's going to be a huge mosquito infestation following the hurricane. And then they also warned that anti-mosquito repellent spray can give you hallucinations. You know, I didn't believe it until a mosquito told me about it. But what really impressed me was all the hurricane preparation, okay? You know, when I saw all the boarded up windows on churches, the boarded up windows on businesses, the boarded up windows on homes, it's apparent to me that Detroit has been hurricane ready since 1984. Other news, did you hear about Cadbury chocolate? Okay, to celebrate racial diversity, Cadbury has introduced the Unity Bar, okay, consisting of 4 different colored chocolates from dark brown all the way to white chocolate. And to honor the transgender community, the candy bar can identify as a salad. These West Hollywood jokes don't always go over on the Strip. You're in West Hollywood, you know, where the pedestrian lights flash, prance, and ponder. In Oklahoma, they're red, yellow, and green. In West Hollywood, there's salmon, banana, and lime. Meanwhile, Walmart announced they are eliminating their security staff at the front door and replacing it with expendable old people. Now, I'm from back in that neck of the woods, and I think that all these shootings started in Texas when country music started rapping. That's right. The difference between getting shot in Texas and getting shot in Chicago is that if you're in Texas, at least you're not in Chicago. In national news, President Trump announced he will be in Beverly Hills in 2 weeks, the same night as the Emmy Awards. Yeah. One is an overlong, pretentious political partisan rally, and the other thing Trump will be at. This one made me laugh. I don't know how many of you watch Good Morning America on ABC, but this last week, the host, Laura Spencer, had to apologize to the dancing community because she made fun of little Prince George's love for his ballet class. Yeah, and she apologized. And the male ballet dancers of New York told her to put a sock in it. That's what they do. And in the world of crime, FBI former Director James Comey will not be prosecuted for leaking classified material to the New York Times. That was last week. But it's impossible, to live up to the standards set by the founding FBI director. Let's face it, J. Edgar Hoover left some very high heels to fill. The good news is President Trump has finally found a fellow world leader he has a kindred spirit with, someone he gets along with, Prime Minister Boris Johnson of Great Britain. They get along great. They're old friends by now, It all started with their mutual anger at Supercuts. Now, and my favorite item of the week, an Air China flight. Air China, a flight from Taiwan to San Francisco, had to be diverted last week to Honolulu because of a computer problem aboard the plane. This just never ends. First, they try to tell us that Epstein committed suicide. Now they want us to believe that a plane load of Asians can't fix a computer problem. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is about to start its 10th season on Bravo. Can you believe it? Yeah, those people live in a different world, I'm telling you. Last week, a Beverly Hills resident threatened to kill his wife, and he was ordered to get professional help. So he hired a hitman. And looking at all the turmoil in China, I can just say I'm very disappointed in the lack of kung fu fighting during the Hong Kong protests. Finally, folks, we've been celebrating the 80th anniversary of the start of World War II this last week. Vice President Pence went to Poland and everything. And the Los Angeles Times showed two pictures on the front page the other day, one of Churchill and one of Hitler. The picture of Churchill showed him giving the V for victory sign, right? And the picture of Hitler showed him giving that stiff arm Nazi salute. And it dawned on me why we won World War II. It's because scissors cuts paper. How's that? Huh? Didn't see that coming. I just say, I think of Germany's invasion of Poland every time I pull into my Phillips 66 station and see their slogan at the pump. It says, every adventure starts with a single tank. We got a great show tonight with Aiden Park and Mike Fanzone, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Fanzone, Aiden Park. We got a great crowd, and you got Lord Hamilton himself. Welcome to the show. We'll be right back. Fantastic crowd. Thank you all. Appreciate it.